Okay, so today's the last lesson in the chapter. After today's lesson, I'll have you actually turn in your note packet if you have it complete. There's 3 key ideas. They're pretty simple if you've been following along in the chapter. It's all about proportionality, and then this is just a continuation of it. So this example right here, triangle proportionality theorem, parallel lines divide a triangle proportionally. So this you could set up a proportion. So let's see, 3 over 2 equals 9 over 6. And as long as you're consistent with that, that will be accurate. So I did top to bottom equals top to bottom. You could also do like left to right, 2 over 6 equals 3 over 9. That would be accurate as well. So there is proportionality when you have these parallel lines. And that's the gist of the lesson today. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom in on number 1 right here. Okay, so for 1 and 2, it says find the length of a segment AB. So in this here, AB right here would be x, and then AB over here is going to be x as well. And then to solve for AB or x, we're going to set a proportion. I'm going to do top to bottom x over 3 equals 12 over 4, and then solve using cross multiplication. So x times 4, 4x, 3 times 12, 36, and then just solve this to get x equals 9. That's the gist of what we're doing today. So if that felt comfortable to you, you should be thrilled. So number 2, same thing. I'm going to do 14 over 12 equals x over 18. So I did top to bottom equals top to bottom. 12 times x is 12x. 14 times 18 comes out to 252. And then divide both sides by 12 to get x by itself. And x equals 252 divided by 12 is 21. And then always make sure that is a logical answer based on your situation. It looks like 21 is logical. It's longer than 18 this segment. It's bigger than this 14 over here. Makes sense. Okay, so for number 3, or the next section, it says determine whether Km is parallel to Jn. So in order for Km to be parallel to Jn, there would have to be proportionality here. So we're going to set up the proportion again. 8 over 5 equals 12 over 7.5. And if these divides the same number, then they are proportional. So I'm just going to plug this in here, 8 divided by 5. And 12 divided by 7.5, and it indeed does come out to the same number, 1.6. This comes out to 1.6, and so does this. So therefore, yes, Km is parallel to Jn. Okay, number 4, same idea. We do 22.5 over 25. Does that equal 18 over 20? And so in the calculator, 22.5 divided by 25 and 18 divided by 20, and it equals 0.9 each time. Cool. So that means there is proportionality there, and so yes, Jn is parallel to Km. Okay, the next one, it comes out to no, so I want you to see what that looks like as well. So for this one, 24 over 15, does that equal 18 over 10? Well, we'll do 24 divided by 15 and 18 divided by 10, and it comes out to 2 different numbers, 1.6 and 1.8. 1.6 and 1.8, so therefore no, MK or Km is not parallel to NJ or Jn. Okay, we're not going to do number 6, and then we're not going to do this bottom portion, we're going to move to the next page. I'm going to quickly just kind of go over this. We're not going to do these problems, but I just want to show you it because this does come up on testing sometimes, especially like fast testing or FSA, where they want you to set up a proportion using the segments. Here it's saying BD over BF equals blank over CG. So in this picture right here, BD is right here, and BF is the whole thing. So they're saying, okay, this segment to the whole thing is equal to what over CG? CG is this whole thing, so CE would be that answer. So if you see those, they're actually pretty easy. It's just a matter of like matching the parts, and that's how you do it. Okay. Then here, key idea number 2 says three parallel lines theorem. If three parallel lines intersect two transversals, they divide the transversal proportionally. So for 15, it's asking for the length of Bx, which is a smaller segment here. Bx is right here. So this is going to be our x that we're solving for. And to set this up, I'm just going to do top to bottom. So 20 over 8 equals top to bottom 15 over x. And then cross multiply to solve. So 20x equals, and 8 times 15 is 120. Divide by 20, we get x equals 6. With these proportions, there's different ways that you could set this up and it would still come out accurately. You just have to be consistent. If you're doing top to bottom, you have to do top to bottom over here. You could also do left to right. You could do, okay, 20 over 15 equals 8 over x. And I'm going to show you how it literally comes out to the same thing. So here I did left to right, left over right equals left over right. You can do 20, it comes out to 20x equals 120, and it literally comes out to the same answer. So as long as you're consistent in setting up your proportion, you're good, it'll come out right. If something comes out and it doesn't really make sense, like let's say you got 16 and then it doesn't make sense that this little portion would be longer than this, then you probably set up your proportion wrong. Okay, 16 right here. Let's see, I'm going to do top over bottom. So 8 over 10 equals 12 over, and we're solving for this portion right here, x. 8 times x is 8x. 10 times 12, 120. 120 divided by 8 is 15. Okay. Next part, key idea number 3, triangle angle bisector theorem. So in these images, you have an angle bisector. This angle bisector breaks up this triangle proportionally, so then you can solve for a missing side length. So with number 17, we can just do 8 over 4 equals y over 6. You could also do 8 over y equals 4 over 6. It would come out correctly either way. 4 times y is 4y. 8 times 6, 48. And y equals 12. We're going to skip number 18 because it's a pretty basic problem, but 19 and 20 bring about the what ifs, and it does come up on your homework like this sometimes. So for 19, 16.5 over 11, easy, but then p over what? Well, you have to solve for this length. 29 minus 11 would be 18, so we'll do p over 18. And we get 11p equals 16.5 times 18 is 297. And then 20 is another what if situation, and again, it does come up on your homework like this, and it's almost like these kind of problems are almost like too easy for high school, so they want to challenge you a little bit more with questions like number 20. So for this, it would be 36 over q, right? And then for this portion right here, since the whole thing is 16 and this is q, this portion right here is 16 minus q. So you just take the whole thing, subtract whatever's here, and that's what this length is. So 28 over 16 minus q. And then cross multiply. 28q equals 36. (36 times 16 is 576. And q equals 9 at the end. And then on the last page, we're just going to do one problem, and then we're done. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're doing 23. Setup should be easy, just some people get messed up with the solving on this, so I'm just going to do left over right, 2x plus 4 over 5 equals this over this, 3x plus 5 over 7. And then you have to cross multiply, so I'll do 7 times 2x plus 4 equals 5 times 3x plus 5. And once you have the setup, just distribute by multiplying 14x plus 28, 15x plus 25, and then I'm solving here. And I get x equals 3. And that is all. So your to-do list is homework 8-4 on Schoology. You can turn in your note packet now or after you're done with the homework, whatever's comfortable for you. Turn in packet. And then also work on Alex. And you have all that done in 10 Alexes, then ask to get your phone before you get your phone. Okay, nice.